Got you stuck off the realness, realness. Got you stuck off the realness, realness.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We're live.
Look at this.
It's Friday.
Absolute control right now.
It's Friday, March 30th.
We're back on the dock.
Yes, we are back on the dock at the Harbor Studio.
We renegotiated with the landlord.
Yes, our landlord at the Harbor Studio was kind enough to call us and say, hey, guys, things have changed.
He said he saw the article on Bushwick Daily, and he said he wants to be in the Bud and Roach business once again.
So we don't know how frequently we'll be here again, but we told him for today we can. We said for today this can happen at Bud and Roach's approval, so it did. We're back in the Harbor Studio today.
What's today? It's March
30th, because tomorrow's Saturday, the 31st. And seeing as I'm off, man, I kept thinking I was gonna work, man. I want that free Build-A-Bear teddy bear they're giving away at the Mets game tomorrow. And
So you're going to the Mets game tomorrow?
I don't know. I might look at StubHub tonight. I might just go by myself.
I saw how disappointed you were at the Mets crowd on opening day.
No, that was the crowd during the opening. It filled out throughout the game. They had a packed house throughout the game. But that's one of the things I hate, man. Like, get to the game on time, man. Like, one of the things, like, it's opening day, man. Any other time of season, okay. Like, but opening day, come on, guys. Let's be in the ballpark on time. This isn't the Bronx, all right? I've been to,
Shots fired.
Shots fired early, man. Spray them quick and fast, man. Shoot until you empty. But that isn't a great joke to make in today's climate, so we may catch some heat for that.
I don't know why, but the majority of people that are Yankee fans, they don't even watch baseball.
No, they don't, man. They know very little about baseball. They know the popular baseball names. I tell it like this, man. It's very easy to be a Yankee fan. Very easy. They're the winningest, franchise in all the sports, championship-wise. Major American sports. I believe, 28? Nobody's even close. I think the next might be the Celtics.
As far as championships?
Championships overall throughout the length of the franchise. Yankees are at 27 or 28 right now.
That's what you get with a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
All they talk about is championships.
Yeah.
But they can't tell you who's on the roster when those championships
When those championships were won, I tell them it's very easy to have won the championships very early in those decades when the Yankees won them, when there were very few teams in the league. But I respect true Yankee fans. The Yankee fans, like, I had to work their last World Series when they won. I had to be to work extra early. That should have been off. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen.
The man is taking calls. We get an article published, and now he's taking calls.
I was turning off my ringtone. I didn't put my phone on vibrate. I had to work the parade. I had to work not the parade, but the parade after crowd at my my former place of employment, and it was a shit show, man. It was a Friday. I already had to work early because it was Friday, so I essentially had to work all day from open to close, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. And I dealt with some real shithead Yankee fans, but some really true Yankee fans. And they were asking me, why are you not, celebrating? I'm like, 'cause I'm not a Yankee fan. They're like, what are you, a Met fan? I'm like, yeah, I'm a fucking Met fan. Like, say something else about it.
Met fans say it proudly.
I'm a Met fan.
Even when you're the only one in the room.
Hey, when I'm the only one in the room, man, like, you can rag me all you want, man, but I believe, I tell people I watch, man. Like, I was joking with my boss. My boss is a Mets fan. And it's like, man, I watch till the end of the season, man. If I'm home, and even if they on those early seasons in Citi Field, man, those 100 lost seasons, man, those 95, 98 lost seasons, man, I kept watching.
People also have to remember that just having merch doesn't make you a fan. Just decorating your house with Yankee materials, and you can do that in one day. You can just order everything online.
You say that. And it's something I do need to reorder, man. I miss my old poster, the one that ripped. My old Subway Series, that vintage poster I had.
I'm sure they have them.
eBay
has everything.
Yeah, I have to find it. I'm not gonna pay a crazy price, because I had gotten that for free from my cousin Craig, who knew I was a Met fan. He was around, having a giveaway. He got it for me.
It's just people, man. There was a show called Obsessed. You ever seen that show?
No.
The show is an old show. I think it was on MTV, where it was just people that were absolutely obsessed with whatever it was. There was a guy that had Backstreet Boys shit. Those are super fans. Those kind of people, all right, yeah, I give it to you. If you have a collection of every baseball card and every poster that was ever like released, every jersey, even jerseys that were worn by the players, shit like that, all right, I get it. But just because you rocking the Mitchell and Ness jersey and the fitted cap and all that shit, like that, no,
Yeah. I mean,
that doesn't make you a fan.
no, man.
It makes you fashionable, but it doesn't make
Fashionable,
you
not a fan. You know,
not
I'm
a
pretty
fan.
sure the team appreciates your merch purchases, your purchases of their merchandise.
Do you know if let's say I remember when Jeremy Lin came out that his jersey was like the #1 jersey. Do those sales go to the team or do they go to the player?
There's a way that works, man. The player gets a percentage of it, the team gets a percentage of it, the league gets a percentage of it.
And I would assume the player's agent negotiates their percentage of that.
Nah, it's like
It's a
everybody
set.
same across
So
the board.
LeBron makes the same on his jerseys that some
But
bum from the
LeBron
bench.
sells a X amount, exuberant, much more amount of jerseys. So if everybody's making the same X amount, and I don't know this to believe this to be true because, and here's why I'm saying this because there's a rule. Like if you change your number in most professional sports leagues, you have to pay. You have to pay.
Look,
Let's see.
We're looking it up right now. NFL. Oh, this is just the NFL though.
That's the NFL. Let's see what it says. It's not a big question. We're mostly right for
Any licensee wishing to sell jerseys, trading cards, and other products using the names and likeness. Yeah.
Yeah, they get paid like through the association, I think.
That's crazy. So if a player comes out with his own merch,
You can't really like you're not allowed to have like that's why like the Nike teams like when they have stuff they have like the LeBron James line. Reebok had all the Allen Iverson, the AI3 stuff. You know, Steph Curry they have all of his the SC30 stuff for Under Armour. You're not allowed to use the team stuff. You can have your own, you know, licensing. You can use your number, your own likeness, but you're not allowed to use the team or league's likeness. That's why if you ever remember a lot of the old commercials when you would have Penny Hardaway like doing like this the Sprite commercials with Little Penny, or you have Shaq doing the old Nestle Crunch commercials when he was shooting the free throws or anything like that. When you would do that, when you would see when you would do that and you would
just like random salsa music.
yeah,
You heard that?
that was weird. That was weird.
That was just
That was weird. Threw me off completely.
like a mariachi
But you
band
would see
just ran
them
through here.
like they would
That
have
shit was
their
crazy.
jerseys on, but it wouldn't have the team like logos or stuff or anything like that on there. Like that was why. Like you can like have your likeness. Everyone knows what team it is, who you are. Or even today, why you see if Steph Curry does an Under Armour commercial, why he has it looks like all of Golden State's colors and stuff, but there's no Golden State logos. There's none of that.
Damn, but in the
No,
NCAA,
the because they're amateurs and they're not allowed to be paid. But that's a big thing in the NCAA, and that's why people. I mean, even the big thing going on with them, man, where you have you see how much money under the table these guys are being paid to be, funneled to schools, and
it's crazy.
it's crazy. Damn, when's this article from? 2011.
2011.
It hasn't gotten better, but it's crazy though because
So who makes money off of the NCAA games? Do the individual schools,
the
as a
schools-
school or as a team?
the schools and the conferences the schools are in.
So if let's say 1,000 jerseys were sold by the guy on the bench, whatever, in the NCAA team,
They don't
that
see
money, not only does the player not see it, but does that money get used to like fix school issues? Like if there
I
was
don't know. That shit is used to fund the athletic programs. And not fund the athletic programs
like rain.
equally. It's used to fund the men's athletic programs mainly. If there are women's programs that are really good, like you have a lot of the really good women's basketball programs, they'll get some of the money. Some of the women's softball teams that are really good will get some of the money. But aside from that, it's mainly the men's
That's crazy.
sports. But yeah, how do we get to jerseys?
I don't know.
We were talking about fake fans. Back to them though. Yeah, man. Don't go sullying my baseball season this year, man, with your phony fanship. Yankees, Yankee fans, phony Yankee fans, anyone who's claiming to be a Yankee fan, I'm going to tell you this now, and I want you all to hear this. And I'm going to get a clip of this. I'm going to try to keep this into 60 seconds for Instagram.
No,
Here.
good.
We'll cut all this part out.
So this, what is this like?
Nah.
It's like Charlemagne's rant.
No.
about to
I
go
just
in?
want to tell Yankee fans this, man. Stay the fuck out of Queens this year, man. I don't want to hear anything you have to hear say about my boys, man. My boys might be good, they might be bad, man. If we're healthy, we're gonna be really good again. We have a shot at recreating 2015. I didn't really get to sleep. I was going in and out yesterday because I kept the game on low, and I could hear like the cheers when things were going good. Uh, and the Mets played extremely well yesterday. Thor dominated on the mound. Guys got around on a couple of easy fastballs anyway, able to turn on them. But aside from that, the Mets look good. If the Mets can stay healthy, we know what the Mets can do. I think that's always the Mets' downfall, man, is that they, don't stay healthy throughout the season. And, we need
By that you mean like they get easily injured?
um unfortunately injured. I don't want to say easily, man. The Mets turn, I don't want to say losing, but they turn injuries and then the losing that comes from said injuries into an art form. Like it'll be one guy get a weird injury, then another guy, then another guy. Then it's like so many freak injuries, and then by the time you look up, 3/5, 4/5 of your starting rotations on the DL. You got a couple of, starting players out of the game, and it's not working as well. But for the most part, Yankee fans, I think you're gonna have a pretty fun year. You got quite a powerful lineup. It's not gonna be Murderers Row. Please don't try to consider them to any of your other former lineups.
Murderers Row.
That's the old Yankees lineup when they had Gehrig, Ruth. I want to say Yogi. I know Yogi Berra was in that lineup. I think
you're talking like if it was like those all-star teams in the games.
Nah, but I mean that was
That was the actual lineup.
that was the name of the lineup. Murderers Row.
That's crazy.
Let's see. I'm gonna Google it.
I'll look it up.
Oh yeah. I'm sitting in front of the computer. Yeah. No, well, Yankee. I was gonna say Yankee.
Yankees murderers. Is
Yeah.
this shit gonna to
See.
this shit just took us to something completely different.
Not
Here it
typing.
is. The 1927 New York Yankees.
Yeah. One of the best teams.
Earl
in baseball.
Combs, Mark Koenig, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Bob Musial,
Yeah.
and Tony Lazzari. Where do you get these fucking facts from?
It's history, man. Baseball, man. But they're not gonna be those guys. But it's gonna be pretty interesting for Yankee fans. I will give you that. If you can pitch, and you may have to deal some pitching. Some prospect come the trade deadline in July. But the Yankees stay healthy, man. I think it could be a really good baseball year in New York, man. For both teams, and for my teams that I root for, we very seldomly get good years, man. I got 2000. I got the high of 2015. They're not sure what was going to happen in 2016 and the wild card loss. And then obviously last season with the Mets, and the Jets just always find a way to break my heart.
This is the ending of week 7.
Ending of week 7, episode 35.
Let's talk history for a second. Let's go back. Let's revisit the feelings that we got on this show. Because since we're back,
Let's revisit the fact that week 1,
we're back at the
we
harbor.
ended up wearing spring coats for a couple of those days because it was 70, 75 degrees.
Remember the first day that we ever did this was right here in these seats on this stage staring out to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, that was different, man. That was the Saturday.
That was the well-dressed villains.
Yeah, the well-dressed villains, man. There's no
all
table.
the way live.
Yeah, man. Wow. All the way live.
That shit feels like such a long time ago, but it
does.
really wasn't.
It wasn't. It feels so long ago, man. When I'm like, man, it's only 7 weeks. Shit. It feels so long ago.
You know what it is? It's 7 weeks, 5 days a week doing this every day.
I was explaining that to one of my buddies when we were talking. I'm like, yo, I'm busy 6 days a week now. Like, the only day I do nothing is Sunday. And even then, everybody, I want to try to see friends, see people do stuff.
Yeah, it's
Like, even
no
I
days off.
really wanted to go upstate having Saturday and Sunday off this week because, my job's closed. I'm not sure. Now I'm not sure. I really wanted to.
You just want to relax.
I want to relax. I want to relax and
But you've
comfort of my
earned that
home.
right, though.
I've earned that right, but I want to see my friends, man. I may just go visit the mall and take the last bus home from the mall and not hang out that night. And then I know most of them have to work Sunday, man, 'cause it's Easter Sunday, and Easter Sunday is a big day in the service industry. So it's I don't want to get them in trouble, with work, man, and I should have some time off coming up at the end of April, from what I understand from the scheduling of the shows. So we'll figure something out. I don't know if I'm still gonna make it, but it's weird, man. I always said I never thought I'd be a person who becomes like one of those people like I'm busy every day of the weekend. Essentially, I am now. Like last week when I went out for St. Patty's, when I was up there, that was last week. Was I home this Sunday? Was I home this Sunday? Yeah, because Lorenzo was home.
Were you?
But last Sunday, I was busy those whole until the Sunday that came back around.
Bro, I think because we filmed this at First Live, it won't get flagged or anything like that. But I actually just want to take a peek at the first time we ever stepped on this stage. So let's see if we can get this. We live?
Are we live? We're live right now?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're live. We
So,
have to be live right now.
Yes, it feels that way. It feels that way. We want to thank everyone that's
We did have the table
We
there.
did have the
First live.
table. We
Give
didn't have
yourself
the
a round
mic
of
set
applause
up
for
the
coming
same.
out here and
I
supporting
remember
this
having the
We
mic
had
in
the
my hand.
handheld mics.
I was telling Bud in the back, I said, look what a liquor license does, man. This place has never
Yes.
been this packed before, and I'm
Shit.
And then at some point,
I'm
the lights
glad
cut
that
out,
This is what's happening,
and we got scared
and I'm glad that we're
shitless.
a part of it.
Most certainly.
And then they
man.
turned up the
Very
lights
excited
for
right
real,
now.
for real.
First off,
Where
man,
is
it's the
it?
first
See
time
right
we've.
there.
All right, we can do this like
Yeah.
this. I like this.
I like that
This
ambience.
is nice. Do we still
Man,
look
this
good?
shit
I
feels like
No,
such a
look at
long
the
time
harbor.
ago. The
Look at how
harbor
it works.
was
The harbor
full
was
in
wide
effect.
open.
Full in effect.
Had a
whatever
boat
we
I was
docked in
watching
there.
Clover. I started getting shook right now, bro.
Man,
Since then, we've had everybody from Dave Pitt,
we've had
Tobias. We had from
Marco
Denmark.
Pave. Yesterday we had Leslie Mandoki from Germany.
Who
We've had
else
some
we had?
pretty we've had some
Of
great
course, we
ones.
have Bree.
We had a local assemblywoman, Marita Davila.
Bree from the Slap Collective. We
yes.
had Russell Taylor on.
Yes, we had my Uncle Russell. We've had
Big
Big
Uncle
Zoe
Russ.
stop in. We've had a lot, man.
Ayana Maitland.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually had a lot of guests so far, bro.
And Lucky, man. I feel
And
like
Lucky
they could
was
end up
another
like
one.
I don't know what it was, man, but something about them makes me feel like they should have been on like a Nick and Nora's Infinite playlist. Like somebody needs to make another movie like that, man. Like I love that movie. Like, have you ever seen it?
I have.
I love that movie, man. It's one of my favorite
It's been
movies.
a while. I need a refresher, but I know I've seen it, and I've seen it more than once.
I love that movie, man.
Chaz Green.
Chaz Green, yes, Trill T. Yes,
He's putting together, I think, a documentary about the
like Trill.
Trill T.
He's starting on like a docu series, like a YouTube docu series thing over there.
About the struggle of being an entrepreneur in a competitive industry like tea.
Yeah, man.
Because he jumped into that. Like, there's so many different types of teas. It's not like you're just. That's the thing. You're not just creating tea. You're brewing tea. So you
You're
gotta
brewing tea. You
find
have to
ingredients.
find the ingredients. You have to figure out what goes right. You have to. These aren't like ideas someone else created. These are his like flavor ideas. And what like he said, like with the matcha, it didn't have any flavor. So why he started putting other stuff in, and that blueberry matcha, man, just oh my god.
And it was like really, really green.
Yeah, but you could smell. Like I remember when he opened the bag, and I was like, "Yo, I was sitting up here, and I told you, I was smelling blueberries, and I didn't know if I was tripping or not, man." I was like, "Yo, I fucking smell blueberries, and where are they coming from?" I couldn't figure it out, but then he opened it again. It's like
He was whisking the shit out of them. right in front of us.
Yo, that was insane.
It's that
man.
Gordon Ramsay whisk.
Yeah, man. We've
What was that song that was out? It was something about Whip It.
look at the flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
That was the only part I know.
Whose song is that?
I don't know.
Look at the flick of the wrist.
It was like
That
in
had to be
James
like
Harden
Future
started
or something.
James, he's probably in it. James Harden started doing the chef while he was playing, and everybody, yo, Then they started. I don't know what artist that is. That's really the only part of the song I know is flick of the wrist.
Look at the flick of the wrist.
Mitchell Leonard.
Oh yeah, Mitchell Leonard's video still freaks me the fuck out.
Did you watch it on Shrooms?
I haven't yet, but I will. That's on the bucket list. That's on the bucket list before the 31st. And today's the 30th.
Before the 31st. Why before the 31st?
because I live for the day, bro.
So you just said before tomorrow. You just decided you're on the
It's
spot.
just-
I'm gonna get shrooms and do it before tomorrow. Like, good job, guy.
I know we're limited with camera movement right now. I wish we could show Danny, but can we place a couple of orders? What you feeling, Zoe?
Yeah, I'll go mocha, classic mocha, extra cocoa, please, sir.
I'll go classic cappuccino. Bunch of classic guys.
Just a couple of classics. I'm a classic, man.
I wasn't even gonna talk about this, bro, but it's such a different feeling. Have you noticed that I have new sneakers on?
No, I didn't, man. Move them a little bit. I thought you said you weren't going. I thought you said you weren't gonna go get them yesterday.
After
Let me see. Move them in the light though. What color are they? They black, blue? What color are those? Kind of like them.
It's like denim and black leather.
I like that, man. I like how they feel. They comfortable on your
They're
feet.
comfortable.
That's good, man. I'm glad you got some shoes, man.
And that wasn't the only pair. I got 2 pairs.
How much?
Total spent $35.
Where'd you go?
I went to Vim's.
Vim's out here trying to make sales.
And
Vim's was never a place known for sales, but hey.
But this is the thing. I had a long conversation with Brenna, and she was trying to, give me the whole spiel that the more expensive the shoe, the longer it'll last and all that shit. And okay, I get that. But I've never been a man of brand.
Yeah.
I just like shit that looks good and is comfortable and I can deal with it. You know those dusty ass shoes that I've been walking around with for the past year?
Yeah.
I chucked them shits into the street, bro. As soon as I walked out of Vim's, I put the other shoes on. These are my first time wearing these, but the other ones are all black and they're Feli's. And I felt like a brand new person. I forgot what it was like to shop for myself.
You have to, man. You have to, man. That's why I've been debating about the Xbox One, but I did get the seal of approval. And do you want to know from who?
Who?
Anaya, my niece.
She gave you the nod?
She gave me the nod. I was discussing it with her this morning, and yes, I'm talking about a 3-month-old child. I told her, I asked her, what do you think of Uncle getting the Xbox One? I told her, I think I deserve it. I should treat myself. I haven't really treated myself to anything in a while. I said, what do you think about it? And I was like, if you say yeah, no, I was like, how do you think it goes? And she just went into her little happy, clapping, giggling fit. So I was like, I felt like that was the, sign of approval. And I was like, hey, just so we're clear, like, you're cool with this, right? You think it's a good idea? Because she had stopped for a second, and she started right back up. So I think I think that should count as a seal of approval.
Xbox One for $250
plus tax.
$280.
Yeah, around there.
Is Xbox One the live gaming? You have to pay for that?
Yeah, I have to pay for Xbox Live. I've had it off for a while though. I haven't. That's
but the
why.
PlayStation one.
Now you have to pay for both. PlayStation 3 you didn't have to pay for. Like
but even now, if you have a 3, you got to pay to get online, or it's still
no. It's still the 3. Like they split the network. Like they can detect the differences in what's on the system, which system you're using.
All right, we got
how's it going,
some
guys?
audience members here.
You guys all right? Everything good?
Oh man,
Were they?
I don't know. That was
that Good Morning Bushwick stuff? I don't know.
I mean, it is a good morning in Bushwick.
You guys are welcome to come back in. I'm a little,
They got intimidated by.
I don't know. It's I don't know. That was definitely a little bit what were we just talking about there?
We were talking about the PlayStation.
The
Network.
PlayStation Network. Yeah, they can detect if you're on a 3 or 4. Like even on the Xbox, like when I'm on the 360, I can see like my friends. It'll say if they're on the Xbox One or the 360. It'll say Xbox One, what they're doing on it.
We should do a political debate amongst each other one day. Like get some random person to just ask us questions and then do some political stuff. I think that'll be good training for the summertime when we start giving speeches.
A political debate. Just throwing questions out.
Yeah, just throw out some questions.
I think that'd be a fun one. Nah, not even just a regular debate.
What kind of questions do you think they have?
Morning, fellas.
Oh my God!
Hey, what's going on,
favorite
man?
Guys are here. Got Joe and Greg.
Thank you. Happy Good Friday, you too, sir.
Open debates. No, these are just debate topics for the high school classroom. This sounds about our level.
Science and technology. Human cloning should be banned. Renewable forms of energy should be subsidized by the government. The government should fund a space mission to Mars, if you believe in that.
Let's go on that one right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live here on the Bud and Roach debate. First questions for Bud. The U.S. government should fund space mission to Mars. Yes or no?
I want to start by saying A, maybe. Not right now. B, not right now. I think the funding and money that would go into that, we don't need to right now. Let's do it when we have much more renewable forms of energy. I think the money that could be spent on any type of manned or unmanned mission to Mars for whatever type of attempt of whatever you want to do should, be, achieved when it can be achieved very efficiently and not as cost deficiently as it will. Let's work on some much better forms of energy first. I think that should suffice as an answer.
All right. Now, the question goes to Roach. Same one. The U.S. government should fund a space mission to Mars. Yes or no? First thing you got to do, you got to prove to me that we've actually been to space. You got to show me something that I can't Photoshop myself. I don't even know if Mars is real.
So now we're questioning the solar system.
It's just
I think that's we're gonna stop Roach's answer there. The next question gonna go with here.
I like the one under it.
Social media comments should be protected by free speech. We're gonna pass this on to Roach first here. How do you feel about that, Roach?
I want to say yes because social media is really just an extension of people, and I think that when you start separating text from verbiage, then you leave too many holes in what free speech is actually covering. Like if it's just text, if a social media post isn't covered by free speech, then why is an article in the newspaper?
I think you're on the right path, sir. And I want to say that it should be protected by free speech. But if someone is saying something illegal, a threat, something crazy, clearly investigate it. But it should be protected by free speech, even if it is hate speech. Even if you're, spewing a false doctrine. Because did you see that thing? Did you see that thing that was popped up a couple weeks ago about that guy who said he had gotten the voicemail that it was like in phonetics. You know what phonetics are, right? Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta.
Like
how they talk
military
like that.
language?
Yeah. Like how they talk. That's called phonetics.
I thought it was a military language.
No, it's called phonetics.
He got a voicemail.
He got a voicemail, and it wasn't a voicemail. He thought it was a voicemail. It was an actual phone call, and it was a phonetics code on a loop. And he said he took it down, and when he read it, it said some shit about get out, not human, don't trust, like something, and gave coordinates, and it was like in the Indian Ocean. And then he said it started getting weirder because he was putting it on Twitter, and it was like a 35, someone chronicled his tweets and screenshots, and I went back to read it because I wanted to send it to you. I'd seen it. I saw a couple more places, and the next 24 to 48 hours, share it, and then it just got scrubbed completely everywhere from the internet. And there were major media sources saying social media hoax claims to find that missing Malaysian Airlines flight. And
did you see the thing? Brenna just showed me something that somebody asked Alexa, when did Fukushima happen? And it said it's going to happen on May 25th, 2018.
When did? See, that's something. It's gonna happen. See, and that's gonna
that's fucking
that's
crazy.
that's gonna lead to people saying something. But I tell people when it comes to Alexa, OK Google, people need to cut that shit out.
Your pop scared me when he said "Okay Google" and then he started and then some shit just started talking next to him. I was like, bro, you didn't tell us this. We've been getting fucking monitored this whole time we was here.
Yeah, I mean, people don't think, man. My mother, when she was going off about the president, when at that time he was the president-elect before he, got inaugurated. She was going off about him, and I had to tell her, I'm like, yo, don't, just stop now. You have this stupid thing. You're standing right next to it, and what you were yelling stop it. Cut that shit out. I was like, with me being in this house, the things we've already said on air, I don't want to end up in a CIA black site.
The things on Patreon.
The things on our Patreon.
The things you got to pay for.
Yes.
$1 a month, of course, patreon.com/ButtonRoadShow.
You can hear why 5 episodes in, we knew we would never be able to turn back.
All right, back to the debate. Did you see the one right under it? Parents should be allowed to choose their baby's gender. I'm going to start with you.
No. I don't think you should be allowed to. That's natural. That's what nature's supposed to decide for you. And I think that's why we have the gender issues we have going on in this country right now. That's where I want to leave it.
I think it's too sci-fi for me. It's too
Twilight Zone-y.
It's too Westworld.
Black Mirror.
It's crazy.
Weird. Shouldn't be done.
I think you're robbing nature, and nature is going to fuck you right back.
You can't want to manipulate forces that you don't fully understand. And nature is a force.
Gender is like manipulating the weather. It's gonna come back to haunt you.
It's gonna.
Animal testing should be banned.
That's a tough one. Because there are some things I think you should test on animals, but I think all the cosmetic, like chemical shit, no. I think maybe medical testing, some like light medical testing, no crazy like vaccines or violent medical like treatments, anything like that. But some medical testing. But
would you say there's a different in importance in the animal that it's actually being done to?
What do you mean by that?
Like people would sympathize with a monkey before they sympathize with a rat.
Fair enough. I agree with that. And no, if you're gonna test it on one. But definitely don't want to piss off Peter there. How do you feel about that one?
I think like you said, it comes down to the product. What's the test actually doing? Is the test really just a precursor for human testing? Like, is it just something that they need to do here first before they even try it here? Because I'd rather it be on an animal than a human. But if the human is also someone who signs the release form and says, fuck it.
I mean, people do sign release forms. I mean, it's not like the movie medical testing you see in movies like Ayanna Maitland told us when she was on. It's not like that, and there's not these crazy medical studies. Like, you have to be lucky, like she said, to get into one, and then you're not getting paid for it. Like, hey, you're lucky we're trying this trial on you. Like, let's see if it'll work for you.
They got a lot of those on Craigslist. They look for guinea pigs.
Yeah, guinea pigs, man. Like, hey, you try this for 24 or 72 hours. Like, nah, man.
You know what upsets me is when I'm on a train and have you seen the advertisements that'll show like a huge mountain of heroin and a needle, and it says, "Is heroin a problem for you?" It's like, is that how you really advertise?
It wasn't before I saw this ad, man. I never even tried this shit, man. I knew it was terrible,
it's
man.
Like
but
mountain of fucking
this
cocaine.
At this point, this ad, man, like, what the fuck?
It's like a whole bunch of blow.
Like, I want to play Heroin Hero right now. You don't watch. You don't watch South Park. You never seen the Guitar Hero episode.
Nah, I haven't.
That is one of my favorite.
I think it's Columbia University that puts those ads out.
I don't know who it is. I try not to put this to man. But I think that might be a trigger for someone. Someone's been going good or they're having a hard day and they walk on. Is heroin a problem for you? And they're staring at a pile of heroin. And then just be their luck. Their buddy who they have avoided staying clean for X amount of how long just happens to get on the train at the next stop and says, "Hey,
I got what you need, bro.
Come on, bro. Let's go hang out, man.
Where you going to a job interview, bro? No, come back to my house.
Get your life together. Old lady giving you shit. Come on, man. Let's go talk about man.
We'll talk
I've got a job you can do.
Well, you didn't tell me your apartment was under a bridge.
48 hours later.
And then it's just, holy shit. So you went down to politics and government.
Let's see this. I was looking for one.
Ooh, this is a serious one right here. All citizens who do not vote should pay a fine. How do you feel?
Woo.
Vote on what level first?
I think all levels. I think people, need to get serious about voting. When you see the way the last election went, when they say almost 2/3 of the country didn't vote, something like that, half the country didn't vote, that's a problem. That's a problem, I think.
And the people who don't vote are usually the ones who complain the most.
Who complain the most, talk the most, running their mouths on social media all over the place, crazy as, don't understand the way government works.
How did this country get like this?
Are the people screaming for impeachment, and they don't understand how impeachment works. I think they think if they like impeach him, like the White House will be empty. Mike Pence will go. Everyone leaves. They know. Like if that man should be impeached, his vice president takes over. And I gotta think I think we can deal with a little bit more reality TV quite questionably. While things aren't great, we haven't rambled as far off the rails as it would seem. Things I think are just still as normal as they've ever been in America. As crazy as it's gonna sound, I think things have a chance to be veering off the tracks. But right now, the train is just rambling. Like when the train, like you're on the express train, and it's like everything's cool, but you feel like
Yeah.
like in the train's doing
that's
that.
not a train seat.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been doing that.
Snap that shit in
and,
two.
I'm really over here making the train sound
Then
while
we would've
rocking.
had to get more
I'm really over
cowbell
here
in
making the train sound while rocking. Nah, but when the train's doing that, but and then it's like it takes one of those turns where you feel it, like you feel it on the turn, but I feel like we're there. Right now.
Have you done your taxes yet?
We can discuss that off air. It was handled for me.
I'm not talking about like personal details.
Yeah,
But in the
yeah.
taxes forms that I was filling out when I was doing the taxes, it asks if you had health insurance. And if you put that you didn't have health insurance for
You
a
have to
certain
pay a
amount of
fine.
years, you have to pay a fine. If they just included something that says, did you vote? Which elections did you vote in? And then they cross-reference if your name was on whatever voting ticket as opposed to you just lying about this shit, then you're going to have to pay a fine. If you lie about it, you got to pay an even bigger fine. I think that'll get people to vote.
Get people to vote, pay attention. Who was it who was telling us? Where is it? Voting's not mandatory. What's the word? Compulsory. I want to say it was. God, who said it was compulsory? Oh,
You got it. It's like
she comes in. The one who comes in.
Paula.
Yes, I didn't want to get her name wrong. Paula, from Australia.
Paula from
In
Australia.
She said voting's compulsory there.
One of our regular patrons.
Yes, here at First Live Coffee House in Bushwick, Brooklyn, 219 Central Avenue, 11221. You know what it is. Let's get one more debate question in there. Let's get one more debate question. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Let's go down. Let's see what else we got here. Social issues. Let's go to see if they got any social issues.
Debate questions right now. Whoa, I don't want to touch
Nope,
that
not
one.
touching that one.
This is
All parents should be required to attend parenting classes before having a child. I want you to take that one.
if you have to go to driving school and you have to take multiple tests before you get on the road, and that's just you on the road, then if you're going to create life, I think you need a few classes first. I don't think common sense is common anymore. And I think a lot of these kids are just a result of sex.
I think that you're 100% right, man. I think this young generation, I think some people do have the maturity level to go into it and with their head on their shoulders and learn on the fly and learn on the job and get some shit right and get some shit wrong and learn from the shit they got wrong and not get it wrong the next time. But for the most part, I believe a lot of these kids out here that are having babies should have a lot more guidance, and parenting class should be it. I don't want to say, I think one of the things I hear people say is like there should be a license to have a kid. I think that's a little crazy and a little.
There should be a license, and I don't think it should be like in other countries where you're only allowed to have one kid.
Nah.
If you can support more, then of course. I think there just should be prerequisites. Like you should make a certain amount of money, maybe if you want to have a certain amount of children. I think that would be smart. I think if you're somebody who is already and has been struggling for a long time, then why invite further struggle?
I think people feel like they're not struggling. They're just loving, just spreading love. I don't. People have crazy mentalities looking at it, man. Like you see some of these videos of these guys who have I saw one an old black guy, man. And, I hate that he was an older black guy, and I guess somewhere in the Midwest or South said he had something 45, 48 kids from 20-something women.
I've seen that Was that a news report?
Nah, it was like one of those stupid social media viral videos.
Nah, I saw actual news report.
And it was just he was talking to somebody in the car about all the child support. He said he's still having kids. And it's like, yo, my man, like, shut up. Like, you have destroyed, like, like, people like you are doing more to destroy culture than anything.
And that's why people need to be regulated. I think you imagine if he had to pay a fine for having extra kids, and it was a fine that he had to pay.
It kept multiplying, and like it was like
like the fuck is wrong?
what's the word in math? Permutations.
You seen the
like
movie The
that.
Wrestler? Mickey Rourke.
Not all of it. I never seen it straight through. Most of it though.
Mickey Rourke, he was a wrestler. One kid couldn't keep it together. Imagine if he had 20.
Like these athletes who be having all these kids, man. Like, what do you think's gonna like? In a lot of them, like, yo, you're already
But that
hemorrhaging
dude that had a
cash.
vasectomy and still started having kids.
Antonio Cromartie. I never got his last name right. He played for the Jets and the Chargers.
Cromartie.
It's ridiculous. I remember when they were on Hard Knocks, and he couldn't even remember. Like, he only had like 7, 8 kids at that time. He's up to like 14 or 15 now, and he had a vasectomy after like 12.
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah, but
Let's take a
he
quick
was on.
commercial
But he was
break.
on Hard Knocks. Couldn't even remember like his kids. He had his names then. Now he's had like 6, 7 more. It's crazy. Let's take this commercial.
And watch him get a network deal for a show too.
They already have a show. He has like a like they have a reality show, Keeping Up with the Cromarties. Like, it's like Cromartie and all
That's
his bunch, the
ridiculous.
Cromartie Crunch. I don't know.
We'll be back after this.
Yeah.
This coffee is delicious.
You know, I don't really drink coffee. This is what you come out with. This coffee is an empty cup. That's what you come out the gate with on me, man.
I mean, it is coffee for music people. And
Music for coffee people.
A good coffee will wake you the fuck up in the morning. Remember,
You know what
everything-
else will wake you up in the morning? Good Morning Bushwick, hosted by us two, Bud and
Bud
Roach.
and Roach.
I mean, here at First Live.
Where is First Live?
Bushwick, baby. You're
Take-
killing me, bro. You're killing me right now. Like,
Where
First
are we
Live
from?
Bushwick. We're from Bushwick. We are Bushwick.
Pick up your damn cup and pretend you're drinking the coffee.
Here
Do
at
it
First
again.
Live
No,
Bushwick.
Do it again. Do it again.
You know what else will wake you up in the morning? Good Morning Bushwick.
Good morning.
Right now, we cutting a promo or we live?
No. Where can people go to find out what's happening in Bushwick?
BudandRoach.com and
And-
FirstLive.us.
This coffee is delicious.
Yes, it most certainly is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live on Good Morning Bushwick here on Friday, March 30th. Good Friday.
Today's Good Friday.
Yes, today is Good Friday, man. I never really understood much about how like the Holy Week works, man. Like, I never understood like Good Friday.
What is exactly Good Friday?
I don't know. I think it's the day like Jesus went to tomb. I don't know how it goes, man. Like, it's,
We got Google.
you know,
so
the
we don't
J
look this
Dubs
shit
didn't
up.
really follow that, man. They just did like the Lord's evening meal, and that was it.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
You going tomorrow?
No, I'm not going. I'm gonna be at work. Type of
I gotta go.
yeah. I mean,
What is it?
I hate to
Good
say
Friday?
it. Yeah.
Good Friday. It's the Friday before Easter Sunday, in which the crucifixion of Jesus Christ is commemorated in the Christian church. It is traditionally a day of fasting and penance. I don't know about fasting, but
I don't know about fasting, man. I've never seen people used to like when people be like, what's the deal? Like, you're not supposed to eat meat on Fridays in the Catholic Church. I don't know. Like, I don't know these rules, man. Like, it's, you know, these are things that we didn't learn, man. I want to say to those who like, it's like Ash Wednesday. What's Ash Wednesday? Palm Sunday.
that's when they put the
But what does that do? Like, what's the, you know?
who knows, man. We gotta ask Constantine.
I don't want to. You're already making it weird.
Let's get Constantine in here so he can answer all these questions. Where's
But-
Keanu?
Yeah, man. But yeah, I never knew much about it, man. But no, I haven't been to a Lord's evening meal in quite some time. I only always went. This was the one thing my grandmother always requested of us every year, and loving my grandmother how I did. It wasn't difficult to show up and go. Show up, look nice, sit there, keep my mouth shut, say hello to the people who, you know, her friends who spoke to us, who never treated us differently.
And that's pretty much what I gotta do this weekend.
And that's it. That was it. Like, get in, get out. We might go eat something, might stop back at her house and talk for a little while after, or, you know, but other than that, you know. But I haven't since she passed. No offense to anyone there, even though, you know, y'all know that's not my thing anymore. Shout out to you guys, man. I know that's a big thing in that community. A lot of people, there's like a lot of people, even who we went to school with, who don't go anymore, practice, still go show up. I've seen pictures of them online. So I mean,
A lot of people on the other side of my family that never really were involved with it because of what happened. Tomorrow, everybody's supposed to show up. So
yeah,
I hope I see everybody there.
yeah.
I'll be wearing my new shoes.
Wear your new shoes. Got some new shoes.
Got some blue suede shoes. No, they're
Yeah,
not
man.
blue suede.
But yeah, man, and it's always weird, man. Like and like, I mean, it's kind of like people who only show up to church on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? People, it's weird. For me, it was weird. But I always
Citizen
just,
app.
I always just, I just always knew, man, and it was always at least fun too. The ones when Lorenzo could show up, 'cause I know he would still be like whispering jokes in my ear. And I wasn't smoking at those times. I wonder what it would have been like. Have you ever gone to one of those high? Are you willing to wait? Are you willing to discuss this on air first?
No, I was just checking these messages from Cheese because
Oh yes,
The
man. I didn't
messages.
get any text messages.
it was a false alarm. He just texted me saying it was a false alarm.
My Aunt Sally's online watching. Hi, Aunt Sally. Love you. She was texting me about it.
That must be scary, bro. Contractions in the middle of the night, rushing to the hospital.
I saw that. I forgot to
not
text him
knowing
back. I
if you
saw
were
it when
gonna
I
have
got
a
up
baby
this
in the
morning. But hi, Aunt Sally. I love you. Let's go Mets. I can't wait to see you soon.
Let's go, Mets.
So the next biggest Met fan out there, man. Started me and my Mets fandom early over there, taking me to games at Shea Stadium every year. Yet let me pick a game, and it was always the same. I want to see the Braves. I want to see the Mets play the Braves. If we lost, I wanted to yell and scream at the
But
Braves.
what's going on with this game with David Pitt?
We got to set it up. It's not warm enough.
We could do indoors.
I mean, you got an indoor place we can go to?
You don't see that place that Gates be playing at?
No.
Gates be playing in like some private, like, that
Yeah.
shit is crazy.
That might be
luxury.
in his building, bro.
Oh, you're right. It
A lot of
might
those
be.
buildings over there have little private, have a little half
Little
court. I
basketball
showed a
courts
couple
and
that had
shit.
half courts, had full courts in the buildings. Like, wow, this is nice. Wish I could afford it.
Got to get a crowd. We got to get some cameras. Want some GoPros attached to people's heads.
I don't know.
We're
That
gonna
that
get
might
some-
be
we're
weird.
gonna get imagine cutting a video with first-person views of people.
Somebody
playing
getting crossed, man. Woof. That's one thing I'm glad never really happened to me, man. Like I've never really got crossed that bad. Like I've had people do the push off, like, but I've
The
never.
push-offs is the fake crossover. You don't get no.
I
fucking
remember
love
that
for a
happened to me
push-off.
opening game of senior year, bro. Like we were playing EBC Bushwick, man, and kid coming down the court, and I'm playing all the way down the court playing defense, and like he stopped and like he did a little crossover, like I was there and I was with him, but like he pushed me off, and like so I'm still going like this, and they be like, oh, and it's like, hey, what did he do? Like what did he do? Like, but
This
we
is
got the
just
last laugh at the
embarrassing.
end of that season because we won city championship. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Embarrassing.
So yeah, you got that. You got that little BS. Yes, sir. You got that little BS
Fine
crossover off,
handcraftsmanship.
but we won the ultimate battle and walked away with that banner. So yeah, I'm cool with that. It's not like I still have a problem with that.
I think y'all gonna be surprised by my
13 years
cardio.
later.
I walk everywhere, bro. I might smoke a lot, but I got big
I
lungs.
walk a lot, man. I'm on my feet a lot, man. I would like to get on court just to get some run. I haven't played in like a month now at this point. But I've been working, man. My new work schedule, I don't want to have to then do this and then go from there. And then I play at nights. And it's a late night. It's not even like regular nights anymore. We were playing like 7, 8. It's like late nights. It's like I'm not doing that to my body. I know my body.
What's a late night game? 12?
Yeah, like we start at like midnight. Like it's in I'm not home and then
Full court?
full courts if we have enough. Like usually, sometimes you can get enough. It depends. And it's like getting rides. I appreciate everyone, but I feel like I'm imposing. I haven't asked for a ride all the time, and then I'm not gonna keep throwing money at the MTA like just to get there to go out to Long Island because you have to take Long Island Railroad there and then travel. So it's not always easy getting there, man. But I miss it. I miss playing ball, but it is what it is. Adults, we gotta do things. I'm busy 6 days a week now. Tuesday night basketball.
don't
While
like
it
the-
would be fun,
I don't like adulthood, bro. I wish we could take this and go back, 10, 15 years.
yeah. I wish we had the technology we had, man. If we had the advancements in technology, broadband, internet on the go, mobily, and what kids could do now to start YouTube channels, man. I think our generation really, we really are like the middle kids of history, like the like the middle child to history.
I think the greatest gift that we got in our teen years were the classic wrestling games that came out.
Yeah, I think that for us, man, classic wrestling games and the classic wrestling, the Attitude Era. I think that defined our era of our youth more than anything.
What?
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 And that's the bottom line. Oh, yeah. Can you tell the people to follow you real fast?
Follow?
Yeah, tell the people to follow you real fast.
We still got 9 minutes.
Nah, but tell them where to follow you real fast.
You can follow.
It doesn't matter where the people can follow you. I didn't know you guys let me set it up good.
Only the classic wrestling fans are gonna know exactly what the hell we talking about right now.
Oh man,
I can't believe I got.
I haven't set any. Nobody's been. When was the last time you set somebody up on that one?
You actually
That'd be
set
like
me up
10
live
years ago.
On the air, bro.
Live on the air, man. That was a good one, man. If you smell. Oh man. But that's why we do this live on air. That was a perfect setup. Classic wrestling, man. Attitude Era.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Generation X proudly brings to you the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions of the World. Oh, you didn't know?
Your ass better call somebody.
See, they were as singles competitors, they were both trash.
They weren't that good.
They were not that good.
they both did.
Do you remember the first day the New Age Outlaws were born?
When they pushed
them
Terry Mankind off the and that was not. Did you see Vince McMahon yelling at them during the live? And they're like, you told us to do it. How are we supposed to know?
And you just see Mankind and Terry Funk just like, laid out.
This is real. Like
that's one of those things that everybody spoke about afterwards in those bootleg YouTube shoots.
Yo.
Like, so were you there the day that the New Age Outlaws pushed him? They weren't supposed to go over like that.
No.
I'm sure.
No, they weren't.
I'm sure that they was tripping out inside the dumpster.
Wait, did they?
It's like, yo, what the fuck happened?
No.
Yeah.
Boom.
He was like, yo.
Yo, but I just remember.
Who pushed us? Because they both inside the dumpster. They're both in the dumpster.
Yo, but they were looking like, I just remember they were standing there.
Thank you, beautiful
bro.
Heart.
Thank you, sir. I just remember them standing there, and Vince McMahon was out there yelling at them, Sergeant Slaughter, all these guys, his backstage crew to handle stuff. And Vince McMahon just yelling at them Road Dogs, just like, I don't.
He told me.
You pushed them off off like a 10-foot stage in a fucking dumpster.
And with nothing in the bottom, there was like no sort of protection.
No sort of protection.
I just picture Mankind looking at Terry Funk like, who the fuck just pushed us?
Too old for this vent. Yo, Mick Foley.
I'm gonna have to pull seniority in the back.
Mick Foley, what he did, what he put his body through, man. I think he'll always be one of those underappreciated wrestlers of our generation, man. I think we didn't even really
give his word.
Huh?
You're making the Gray's
always
word.
make the Gray's word, baby.
There you go.
But
I'm like Cisco.
They shut up. Thank you, Aunt Sally. I just got your other text message. I just saw it. Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in today.
A Real Moment in Time by Bud Taylor.
Actually sounds like that should be a real name, Bud Taylor.
Bud Taylor.
But shit, man, it's crazy. Mick Foley, I think we didn't start appreciating him till a lot later in his career.
Probably after his book came out.
Nah, I want to say, really, for me, I started appreciating Mankind after the Hell in a Cell. I think something around there, like, really clicked. It was like, man, this guy's really like.
But you wasn't heavy on ECW.
Nah.
I was heavy on ECW. Me and my brother, this is when ECW was still on regular TV. You just had to wait till really late. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning and turn it on one of those random channels. ECW pops up. So I seen those matches that he had, the barbed wire matches and all that shit as Cactus Jack. I didn't even realize that it was Mankind until later on. I was
Like
just like, oh, shit.
WWE. Like I thought I would have thought Cactus Jackson. I was like, wait, that Mankind?
I was watching the Royal Rumble
My
the
brother
other day.
told me, and then Dude Luck, where he came as all of them.
He came out 3
That's the one that
entrances.
Stone Cold one, right?
I believe so.
That was
It
watching. That was the
it
one I
was not
watched.
Mick Foley.
Where there was where he that was the one with the casket match where Kane burnt the casket with Undertaker in it.
And then Undertaker came back
Yeah.
a couple weeks later, and lightning struck the
Then
casket.
they had the Inferno match at WrestleMania.
Yo,
That was a good-
you
that
gonna
was a
make me
good
fucking
era for
cry
wrestling.
right now. I started talking about wrestling to Brennan the other day. I started
WrestleMania is next
crying.
Sunday, man. Will we still have it?
I hope so.
Um,
It says it's the first or the second week of April it goes out. So I think it's
Double
it's
check
good,
the
it's
day.
good until WrestleMania.
until WrestleMania. We have to
I
do
think
something.
after WrestleMania.
Actually, you know what's crazy? One of my buddies from work was telling me like how he has his whole schedule set up. He's like, "Hey man, you're welcome to come out if you want to watch," but he lives in Jersey. He's like, "Yeah, I'm setting up my whole WrestleMania thing." I was like, "Yo, I want to see a lot of these matches." I saw the bill. Like, this is gonna be a good WrestleMania. Now that they're doing away with the brand extensions too, like this is
just put everybody in the same pot and let them fight it out.
let them fight it out. Keep the extra titles.
It's just too
I
much
think
fluff.
only have one world title. Keep the Intercontinental, U.S. champion. Bring back the European Championship if you have to. You have Cruiserweight. Have one tag champ. Have one women's champ. And let them fight it out like they did in the old days.
We need that. We need it, Vince. I know you're watching this from your office space in Connecticut.
Over at Titan Sports.
Imagine that guy's fucking net worth, bro.
Man. Vince McMahon.
I still want to get into the wrestling business. I was looking at videos of a World of Unpredictable Wrestling with Johnny
Yeah,
Rods.
Johnny
I
Rods.
want to go back just to see him, see what they up to. They got a Titantron now.
Man, how'd they get a Titantron in there?
I don't know, but they got a fucking big ass Titantron. Shitty graphics. I think I need to help them out. Get my fingers in the pie, the good old American pie.
It's not to say, I think with our abilities now, man, not to say we could have maybe put on a once a month live, pay-per-view, stream it online, sell ticketed access.
And do some commentating. It's gonna be a slobber knocker tonight. Good old Jim Ross. Where can the people follow you, bro? Let's close out this episode. We're starting to get some
Let's start to get some
in here.
traction in here. Of course, you guys can follow me at Mr_Zoe Taylor, and of course, you can follow both of us at Bud and Roach Show.
You can follow me at I'm King Roach. You can follow First Live at First Live US.
Of course, if you're in the area, be sure to stop in at 219 Central Avenue, Bushwick, Brooklyn, 11221. Come enjoy one of these fantastic hot or cold caffeinated beverages, one of the fantastic assortment of teas we carry, now including matcha tea. Have a good day. And a variety of trail teas.
And alcoholic beverages.
Yes, come stop in for one of these fantastic handcrafted alcoholic beverages.
It's beer o'clock.
It's beer o'clock. No one judges you. So no judgment zone here. And of course, be sure to check out the production studio. The production. What am I saying here? The production.
Live production
Yes,
studio.
live production studio, right?
You got it.
I was gonna say production rates, but production services.
Production services.
That was the word I was looking for. The production services available at firstlive.us, and it's not .us anymore. It's firstlive.us. Firstlive.us, which you can get online. Firstlive.us, and all you need to know is we record anyone, anywhere, anytime. So go ahead online, get those rates, get your production services done right, man. Don't fuck around.
And we'll be back tomorrow, same time.
No, we won't. Saturday.
Oh, shit.
We'll be
Today's
back
Friday.
Monday.
Today's Friday.
Yes, it is Friday.
Holy
And I have a
shit.
weekend off, man. It's an actual Friday for me.
So we will be back Monday.
Monday, same time, same place. Can't wait to see you guys. Enjoy your Easter. Enjoy your time off from work. You guys that have today off. Have a fantastic
Good
day,
morning,
Bushwick.
Bushwick.
Have an even greater weekend. And we will see you all Monday, 10 a.m.
The realness, realness. Got you stuck on the realness.